Newport, Rhode Island, a coastal community largely untouched by the hustle and bustle of 20th century life. Well known for its beautiful mansions and rich whaling traditions. But there's a new predator in town, and his weapons aren't harpoons or scrimshaw. It's technology.
Our talk is entitled The Wonderful World of Ghosts.
Meet Virginia Smith, sweet, kindly 67-year-old resident tour guide at beautiful, historic Belcourt Castle, an idyllic 19th century playground for spirits of all kinds. For 40 years, Virginia has been channeling ghosts the old-fashioned way.
And now, Tom, for the most haunted room at Belcourt.
By talking to them.
I love the whole idea of investigating ghosts.
But poor Virginia's livelihood could be a thing of the past if musician/ghost-busting entrepreneur Steve Cirilli has his way.
The shortwave radio was there to entice them to communicate.
Employing the high-tech trickery of his shortwave radio, Steve drove the ghosts from Belcourt Castle, leaving this fragile medium with meager hopes for the future.
How much did you charge for your mansion call?
I would never charge money for any dealings with the paranormal.
Well, if not for profit, what is it you're trying to do here? Why are you driving a 67-year-old woman out of business?
I never intended to drive Virginia out of business.
Virginia Smith, caretaker or jailer?
Virginia Smith, proprietor of some sort of spiritual petting zoo.
That sounds bad. Newport, Rhode Island, a coastal community largely untouched by the hustle and bustle of 20th century life.
But when backward-thinking old women hold spirits against their will, sometimes it takes a young, idealistic freedom fighter to bring justice to a decrepit old dump like Belcourt Castle. We confronted Virginia with these charges.
Is it right to hold something hostage in a big house?
That. No one is doing that. No one is doing that.
Is this a textbook case of ghost abuse?
I have no idea. You'd have to ask Virginia.
There's a lot going on here in the mansion.
Is there?
There's people coming in, there's tours happening, there's people moving about and whatnot. Is this the most stable environment for a ghost?
I really don't know how to answer that at all.
America could ill afford another messy custody battle. In this case, we thought it best to go right to the source.
Attention, spirits of Belcourt Castle. You are free to go.
I had my answer.
When you think of successful markets that have thrived during the pandemic while so many others have perished, you think of Zoom, Amazon, sweatpants, and haunted dolls. That's right, haunted dolls are big right now. Now, I'm not usually an occult guy, but to survive in this economy, I'm willing to make a deal with the undead. But first, I had to find out more about the business, and who better to teach me than Kat Blowers, the #1 seller of haunted dolls on eBay.
Be scared of demons, be scared of negative energy. But other than that, if you're interested, you should jump in with both feet.
You are literally in the business of ghosting people. When did you notice that the haunted doll business was skyrocketing and that you are basically the Jeff Bezos of haunted dolls?
I started in 2014 and there was only a few shops. Now there's probably 50, 60 shops for haunted dolls.
How many dolls would you say you've sold in the last year?
Probably 1,000.
There's money in this?
There is. I've seen a haunted doll go for $4,000 before.
Woo! Okay, now Kosta's into it.
But my big question, aside from how can I hide $4,000 of doll sales from the IRS, is what made a haunted doll a haunted doll? According to haunted doll sellers, any doll that was inhabited by the soul of a dead person was prime for selling. But what made one haunting more expensive than another?
When you say haunted, for me that sounds scary. You're also saying that there's a positive haunting?
Absolutely, and I try to keep most of my stuff on the positive side.
Oh, you mean
like
the baby with its legs ripped off?
Actually, that one's not that positive.
Right.
Yeah.
What if it's like a really evil spirit.
I actually do charge a little bit more. I don't want the little young kids to be able to afford it.
You can sell a human soul on eBay.
There was a ban.
Who was selling too many human souls?
You have to have a disclaimer if a ghost causes you to murder your wife.
Isn't capitalism fascinating?
It can be. That's about 25% of the
Okay.
business, and people send them to me, and right now I have a 2.5-year waiting list for evaluations. Yeah.
What?
Write down everything you know about the doll so that when I open the box, I know what I'm dealing with, and I'll talk to you in 2.5 years. The rest of the business is people contacting me looking for a haunted doll. Are you looking for a little kid? Are you looking for something that's going to challenge you? Are you looking for something that's going to scare your neighbors? There's spirits that will motivate you to do work. There's spirits that will attract money to your house. There's spirits that will attract love.
Wow. Clearly, Catherine was selling these haunted little hotcakes, but who are the everyday folks buying these haunted dolls?
Hi, I know, it's you. I know you.
Hey.
Yep, the Stormy Daniels. Stormy's doll, Susan, was purchased in 2011 and is said to be cursed with a uniquely malevolent spirit.
We believe Susan belonged to a little girl who died in 1955, and it definitely had something to do with a stomach issue.
Before we even started shooting, the producer on set here wanted to touch her, and you said, don't do that, you'll shit your pants.
Yes, 3 people that I slept with in a row, she attacked. They had stomach problems and back issues pretty much immediately. She's more mischievous than malicious. I've never felt like I was in danger.
What has Susan added to your life?
She adds protection when you go into these places that could be dangerous.
Okay, but is Susan really worth that much?
I have been offered $7,500 for her once and $10,000 for her once, but she is not for sale. She has her own TV show. She's on VH1's Surreal Life. Anyone who follows her Instagram will know this little plastic bitch has been on yachts and Ferraris.
Is that her handle, this little plastic bitch?
It should be.
Would you say she's living her best afterlife?
She is definitely living her best afterlife.
So I went back to Kat to learn about the highly scientific analysis process used to identify a haunted doll.
So, bells. Okay.
After studying the extensive tools needed and the strict procedure,
What if the UPS guy rings the doorbell?
That screws it up.
I knew if I was serious about getting into the business of haunted dolls, the next step had to be trying out the haunted product to see what all the fuss is about.
Her name's Jennifer. She is about 7 or 8 years old,
Okay.
and we think she was murdered.
Is it safe to say that she was killed by a white man?
Yes.
Probably.
Absolutely.
What is it with the white men lately? What would Jennifer cost for someone?
60, 70 bucks.
60,
probably.
70 bucks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jennifer. Sorry you got murdered.
So I left with my free trial named Jennifer, and I took a video diary to record my feedback.
Hey, so day 1 with Jennifer. I don't know if I really get it yet. The only thing I can report, I have had some violent dreams. There was a river of blood and there was a stabbing, but still better than what I was dreaming about before, which was the state of this country. So I think I'm starting to get it a little bit.
Did you make this for me?
I don't know if she's following me or if I just bring her everywhere. I can't do this with you watching. Thank you. The soul of this doll has excellent comedic timing. It's just great having someone around who laughs at my jokes. She is a haunted doll, and I know what I'm saying, and it sounds crazy, but it's just, it's wonderful.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. I'm gonna kill you.
Just kidding. The trial's over, and I can't get into this business. Sending Jennifer back to Catherine is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Jennifer. You gotta go. Get in the box.
Every Halloween, we see the same types of costumes. Your sexy costumes, your pop culture outfit. Ooh, I'm a sewer clown. And you're a year too late pop culture costumes. Whatever happened to Kenbo? But every year, somehow you, oh my God, these teeth suck. But every year, somehow, there are people who put on costumes that are about 200 years too late.
That Halloween hiccup for Julianne Hough. She dressed up in blackface as one of the characters from the Netflix drama Orange is the New Black.
Dressed as the Jamaican bobsled team.
Kanye West.
Tiger Woods. Bill Cosby.
Trayvon Martin. My thoughts exactly. Now, some people put on blackface because they want to offend people. I ain't talking to y'all. Y'all doing an excellent job. I'm talking to the people who put it on, get checked for it, then go, whoa, I didn't know that that was offensive. Okay, fine. 1, apology accepted. 2, let me holler at you, dog. Excuse me. Race is never a costume, unless we're talking about aliens, like, you know, Klingons or blue people from Avatar or whatever the hell Ted Cruz is. My point is, blackface is rooted in a very painful past. That's why it's so problematic. Oh, wait, who are you?
I'm Eric Lott, professor of English and American Studies at City University of New York.
It's a terrible costume. Tell the people about blackface.
It's rooted in the history and politics of slavery and the attempt to control and own the black image. Minstrel shows dominated popular culture. And when they died out, at the end of that century, migrated to Hollywood.
Cotton Watts and Chick!
And there's blackface in all kinds of American movies.
Now, I understand why blackface may not seem like a hate symbol at first, but unlike a burning cross, blackface started out as entertainment, kind of took the edge off, like if Nazis had an improv troupe.
We are the Absurd Reich, and all we need for ein suggestion is the name of ein place where Hitler should invade next.
Bro, stop eating your people. Get your ass out of here. The thing about minstrel shows back in the day is that they weren't just a form of entertainment, they were also how white people learned about black culture. That's like if your only understanding of billionaires came from watching 50 Shades of Grey. You'd think Bill Gates was into some freaky.
So, what's the Wi-Fi password?
You don't need it, you look busy. And if you really want to know what's bad about minstrel shows and blackface, is that it made it seem like slavery wasn't that bad. Like the black people was having a good ass time, right?
That's right. Blackface performers on stage would present slaves singing, dancing, having a grand old time, cutting up, telling jokes. The whole thing was rooted in white supremacy.
Exactly. Minstrel shows got people thinking that slavery was a damn booze cruise.
Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-yay.
Put bluntly, blackface is like smoking on an airplane. It used to be acceptable a long time ago, but now we know it hurts people around us. That's why when it comes to blackface, your intentions don't matter.